there seems to be quite a lot of bad blood between Erislandy Lara and the Alfredo Angulo camp, particularly with Angulo's trainer Virgil Hunter. Him and Lara have been going back and forth, and Lara and Angulo a little bit have been going back and forth, talking about their fight, which ended with Angulo suffering a terrible swelling and I believe some type of fracture to his eye socket. So they've been trading verbal jabs back and forth. But despite all the bad blood, Erislandy Lara says that he expects Alfredo Angulo to stop Saul Canelo Alvarez when him and Canelo fight. Because as most of you know, Canelo and Angulo are fighting. And like I say, Lara expects Canelo to get stopped. How do you feel about that? Do you feel that it's Lara basically trying to make himself seem better than he actually is? I mean, I think Lara's an excellent fighter. I'm not dissing Lara in any way. I just want to get your opinion on why he's saying this. Do you think he truly believes that Angulo's going to stop Canelo? Or is he trying to elevate himself? Because obviously he had a lot of trouble with Alfredo Angulo. Let's not get it confused. He was dropped twice. He was under a lot of pressure. He did good work himself, but he was under a lot of pressure in that fight. He was on the canvas twice, and Angulo was having a lot of success. So maybe he's thinking, you know what, and you know, Lara himself has never had much good to say about Canelo. He's always been a pretty staunch critic of Canelo Alvarez. So maybe he feels in his heart like, you know what, if I had this much trouble with Angulo, then Angulo's going to stop Canelo, because I don't think Canelo's very good. Is he underestimating Canelo? Is he overestimating himself? Let me know how you feel about that. I personally, I mean, I'm still in two minds about Canelo. We're not really going to know how good he is until a few years down the line. And this fight right here might tell us a little bit more about Canelo. Because so far, he's only beaten one legit guy at light middleweight, and that was Austin Trout. And the Trout fight was very close. Forget about what the scorecard said. A lot of people, a lot of neutral people thought that Trout won the fight. It was very close. I don't have a problem with Canelo getting the victory, but I do have a problem with how wide the scorecards was. As far as I'm concerned, that was nonsense. But it's a situation where Canelo is, in my opinion, still kind of unproven. Because as you saw, Lara, when he fought Austin Trout, he did a much better job on Trout than Canelo did. And I know styles make fights and all that, but as I say, as far as I'm concerned, Canelo's still kind of unproven. And we're going to see what he's really about a little bit more in the Angulo fight. Because there's no doubt Angulo will be the best pressure fighter that Canelo's ever faced. Angulo is heavy-handed. He's relentless. He comes forward. He's good at cutting off the ring. He has a very good work rate. We all know that Canelo struggles to make 154 pounds. And we all know that his work rate is not the best, to say the least. But Angulo does have a good work rate. This guy can throw a high volume of punches all the way through a fight, from the first to the last. The only time I saw Angulo gas out was against James Kirtland, when he basically punched himself out trying to knock James Kirtland out in the first. And then he left himself with, you know, very little in the tank for the rest of the fight. But with that fight aside, normally Angulo has good stamina and he can go long in fights and keep coming at you with a good work rate. And James Kirtland himself, let's not forget, is also a guy who has good stamina. He can throw a lot of punches, James Kirtland. So Angulo will come at Canelo. He will apply relentless pressure. And he's really going to test Canelo's stamina. From a style point of view, Angulo is a better match for Canelo than Floyd was. Or even a better match for Canelo than Erislandy Lara would be. Because he's not going to move around. He's not going to make it difficult for Canelo to find him. He's going to be right there in front of him. So it's going to be interesting to see how this fight goes down. Canelo I would say he probably has the better defense than Angulo. Maybe the physically stronger, although we'll wait and see. Maybe Angulo's going to be physically stronger. We'll wait and see about that. But Canelo is a very big guy. Even though he's not that tall, in terms of his frame, he's massive. And in my opinion, he's bullshitting still fighting at 154. He's just bullshitting. He's not a light middleweight. This guy's a middleweight / super middleweight. He's a big guy. He'd be big for middleweight. So he's bullshitting right now. He's trying to take on smaller guys at 154 because he's short. He's very short for his weight. And that's why he don't want to move up. But you got guys like Curtis Stevens at middleweight. He's even shorter than Canelo, and he's willing to fight at that weight. But Canelo really likes to fight guys at 154 or welterweights moving up because they're the same kind of height that he is. If he moves up to middleweight or in the future super middleweight, he's going to be fighting guys a lot taller than himself. But he may have better stamina in those weight divisions because he's not cutting so much weight to make weight. So anyway, that remains to be seen. Let me stop procrastinating about that. Back to the main point. How do you feel Canelo is going to cope with Angulo's pressure? Do you think Angulo will be able to test Canelo's stamina and really expose his stamina once and for all? Or do you think this is going to be an easy fight for Canelo? A lot of people do. A lot of people think that this is going to be a walk in the park for Canelo and he's going to look great beating up Angulo. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below. Personally, I'm kind of undecided. I'm just looking forward to seeing how the fight plays out. So drop your comments below. This is Hatman. I'm out.